Welcome back to Vibe Vision, where we dive deep into the most iconic cars that shaped automotive history. Today, we're stepping back into the golden era of American motoring, the mid-1950s, to take a closer look at a car that perfectly blended luxury, power, and style, the 1955 Oldsmobile Super 88. This wasn't just another car of its time. It was a statement, a bold declaration of what the future of driving could look like. With its sleek exterior, powerful performance, and a comfortable interior designed to impress, the Super 88 became one of Oldsmobile's crown jewels, cementing its place in classic car history. Let's begin with the exterior because the 1955 Oldsmobile Super 88 was, in every sense of the word, a showstopper. The mid-50s was a time when carmakers were not afraid to be flamboyant with design. They wanted their cars to stand out, and Oldsmobile delivered. At first glance, the Super 88 carried a wide, commanding stance that projected confidence. It rode on a longer wheelbase compared to earlier models, giving it a more substantial presence on the road. The chrome work across the car was striking, plenty of brightwork adorned the front grille, bumpers, and window outlines, giving the car a flashy, upscale appearance that was hard to miss. The front fascia of the 1955 Oldsmobile Super 88 was one of its most distinctive highlights. Dominated by a wide, egg crate-style grille, the front end carried an imposing look. The dual headlamps sat in beautifully contoured bezels, framed with chrome accents that only added to the car's elegance. The hood ornament, a proud emblem of the Oldsmobile rocket, was more than just decoration. It symbolized speed, progress, and futuristic ambition, a perfect reflection of the post-war optimism of America in the 1950s. That rocket theme wasn't just limited to the hood. The car's styling carried subtle hints of aerospace inspiration throughout, a design trend that would become even more popular in the years that followed. The side profile was sleek yet substantial. A bold side spear of chrome trim swept from the front fender all the way to the rear, adding length and dynamism to the car's appearance. Buyers could choose from a wide range of two-tone paint schemes, which were all the rage during the mid-50s, and the Super 88 looked particularly stunning in those combinations. Whether it was a deep navy paired with ivory or a fiery red contrasted with black, the paint and chrome work together made this car pop. The wraparound windshield was another modern touch that gave drivers a better field of vision while enhancing the car's futuristic styling. At the rear, the Oldsmobile Super 88 continued to impress. The tail fins, while not as exaggerated as what would come later in the decade, were starting to make their appearance. They added a sense of motion even when the car was standing still. The taillights were neatly integrated, giving the back end a clean yet stylish finish. The rear bumper, heavily plated in chrome, wrapped around to emphasize width and strength. Everything about the exterior of the 1955 Super 88 spoke to the optimism of its era. It was big, bold, stylish, and confident, designed to turn heads wherever it went. But this car wasn't all about looks. Beneath that stylish body lay a heart that gave the Super 88 its true identity, a powerful engine that defined its performance. For 1955, Oldsmobile introduced the brand's new Rocket V8 engine, a name that carried with it a reputation for performance and innovation. The Super 88 came standard with a 324 cubic inch Rocket V8 that produced an impressive 202 horsepower. When paired with the optional 4-barrel carburetor, output jumped to 240 horsepower, which was a serious figure for its time. In fact, the Rocket V8 was one of the most advanced and powerful engines of the mid-50s, and it played a huge role in Oldsmobile's image as a performance-oriented luxury brand. This engine wasn't just about raw numbers. It delivered smooth, confident power that could propel the Super 88 from 0 to 60 in just under 12 seconds, which was quick for a car of its size and weight in the 1950s. Top speed hovered around 100 miles per hour, giving drivers plenty of confidence on the open road. Paired with Oldsmobile's Hydra-Matic automatic transmission, the driving experience was refined and effortless. The Hydra-Matic was a proven system, offering smooth shifts and making the Super 88 a pleasure to drive whether cruising through city streets or opening up on the highway. Handling, for a car of this era, was also respectable. The Super 88 rode on a solid chassis with coil spring front suspension and leaf springs at the rear. While it wasn't designed for sharp cornering or sports car-like agility, it offered a comfortable and stable ride. The steering was light, and though not as precise as modern standards, it gave drivers enough feedback to feel secure. Braking came from drum brakes at all 4 corners, which required a bit of anticipation but were standard for the time. The combination of power, ride comfort, and reliability made the 1955 Super 88 a well-rounded performer, appealing to families and enthusiasts alike. The performance of the Super 88 wasn't just numbers on paper, it was about the feel. Imagine being in the mid-1950s, climbing into a car like this, and turning the key. The rocket V8 would rumble to life with a smooth but authoritative note, a sound that carried confidence and excitement. On the road, it had more than enough power to overtake slower traffic, merge onto highways, and cruise effortlessly at higher speeds. At a time when many cars were still underpowered by today's standards, the Super 88 was ahead of the curve, delivering performance that lived up to its bold looks. Now let's step inside for a moment. The interior of the 1955 Oldsmobile Super 88 was just as stylish and forward-thinking as the exterior. Opening the door revealed a cabin filled with chrome accents, bright trim, and plush materials. Bench seats were wide and comfortable, designed to carry 6 passengers with ease. Upholstery choices included high-quality cloth and vinyl combinations, with color schemes that often matched or complemented the car's exterior paint. This attention to detail made the cabin feel cohesive and upscale. The dashboard was a standout feature. A sweeping design wrapped around the driver, with large, easy-to-read gauges placed directly in front. The speedometer stretched across the cluster, while smaller dials provided information on fuel, temperature, and oil pressure. The use of chrome bezels and bright finishes gave the dashboard a glamorous, high-tech feel, once again reflecting the jet age inspiration that carmakers were embracing. Controls were simple and logically laid out, with push-button knobs and levers that felt solid to the touch. Another feature that made the Super 88 appealing was the availability of modern conveniences. Power steering and power brakes were optional, making the car easier to handle. Some models could even be equipped with a signal-seeking radio, a big deal for car buyers in the 1950s. Ventilation and heating were well thought out, keeping passengers comfortable during long drives. While luxury by today's standards would include things like air conditioning and digital displays, in 1955, the Super 88 offered a driving environment that felt both modern and indulgent. It's also important to note that the interior space was generous. The long wheelbase allowed for plenty of legroom in both the front and rear seats. This made the Super 88 a true family car as well as a stylish cruiser. Passengers could enjoy smooth rides across town or long highway journeys in comfort. The trunk space was also substantial, easily accommodating luggage for extended trips, reinforcing the car's practicality alongside its style and performance. The 1955 Oldsmobile Super 88 wasn't just another mid-50s car. It was a model that helped redefine what drivers could expect from an American automobile. Its combination of bold styling, powerful performance, and upscale interiors set it apart from competitors. It bridged the gap between the entry-level 88 and the more luxurious 98, giving buyers the best of both worlds, plenty of performance without sacrificing comfort or elegance. Looking back today, the Super 88 stands as a prime example of the optimism and creativity of the 1950s automotive industry. It captured the spirit of an era when cars weren't just machines to get you from point A to point B. They were rolling expressions of personal identity, status, and ambition. The Oldsmobile Super 88 embodied that perfectly. Its rocket-inspired design language, its powerful V8 engine, and its comfortable, stylish interior all came together to create a car that was more than just transportation, it was an experience. For classic car enthusiasts today, the 1955 Oldsmobile Super 88 holds a special place. It represents the golden age of American motoring, when bold designs and big engines defined the market. Collectors admire its styling, its mechanical robustness, and its place in history as one of Oldsmobile's finest creations. Whether restored to original condition or carefully preserved as a survivor, the Super 88 continues to draw admiration wherever it goes. So, as we wrap up our deep dive into the 1955 Oldsmobile Super 88, it's clear why this car remains such an icon. From its striking exterior that perfectly captured the jet age optimism, to its rocket V8 performance that delivered power and excitement, to its comfortable interior that made every drive enjoyable, the Super 88 was truly the complete package. It was stylish, it was powerful, and it was unmistakably American. It wasn't just a car, it was a statement of its time. Thanks for joining us here at Vibe Vision for another journey into automotive history. If you enjoyed this look back at the 1955 Oldsmobile Super 88, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. Do you have memories of this car, or maybe stories from family members who owned one? We'd love to hear them. Until next time, keep your engines running and your vibes strong.